September 6th. We'll do roll call. Donna Corbin Sobinski is absent. Jane Smith, absent. Joseph Muller.
Here.
Is present. Robert Shagnon.
Here.
John Hayes.
Here.
Carrie Ann Wagner Howe.
Here.
Virginia Higley is absent, and I am here. All right, and we're going to seat Joseph tonight. All right, so the first thing on the agenda is fire evacuation procedures. So in the case of a fire, you can go down the stairs, out the door, and far enough away from the building, or you can just go out the back door and move far away from the building. And now Jane Smith is present. All right, do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Next is public participation. Do we have anybody who wishes to bring anything forward that's not on the agenda? Anybody want to bring anything forward with issues not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on. Correspondence. The only thing I have different in our packet is the dates of our 2017 meeting dates. Jennifer, we don't have to vote on this, do we? Just
No, it's up to you. You can choose to table it if you want to review it again or have time to review it. I know you just got it today.
okay.
So.
We do. Okay. Do we want to table it until Donna is here or other folks? How does everybody feel?
I would.
All right. So let's table it.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to table it till our next meeting.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call. Jane?
Yes.
Joseph Muller?
Yes.
Robert Shagnon?
Yes.
John Hayes?
Yes.
Carrie Ann Wagner?
Yes.
And myself, yes. So that passes. We'll table it to the next meeting. Okay. All right, commissioners' correspondence and site visit updates. Does anybody have any?
No, sir.
We haven't gotten an update on that sheet for a while of which sites that we were going to be going to.
We did get one last meeting,
Oh,
right?
did I miss
We got
that?
I believe so. I think that was given out last meeting. I can check.
I don't remember that in the package. I just must have missed it.
I think it was in the packet that we got here.
Oh, and I wasn't here last week.
Yes.
Okay. That explains it.
All right, so we make sure you get a copy.
Yeah, if you could email me one, that'd be awesome.
I'll email it to you.
There were a lot of blank spots, so we do need to go through that. We don't have anybody assigned to a lot of them, and a lot of the old stuff moved off.
We should probably put it onto the agenda for,
Did it include having dates of estimated start dates by the construction companies or the?
I
Permit
believe
holders?
It did. I don't have it with me, but I believe it did.
Oh, okay, good.
All right. Can we put that on the agenda? Just, thank you. All right, no public hearing, correct? All right, so new business for DPN 2016-1118, determination of permit needed for a greenhouse located adjacent to an existing building at 146 South Road, Business Zone BL, SNR Property LLC owner. Applicant, how you doing?
Good, you?
Just state your name and address for the record.
Darshanan Ragnath, 9 South Road, Enfield, Connecticut.
And I'm Dana Steele, the engineer with J.R. Russo and Associates. Our office is at 1 Showham Road in East Windsor.
Super.
So we're here this evening because we were informed by your staff that there was a discussion at the end of your last meeting regarding this property. You understood that there was an application pending before Planning and Zoning for a greenhouse being constructed. And the discussion at the end of the meeting was whether or not we needed to come for a wetland permit, and the conclusion was that we did. And so I tried explaining, no offense intended to this commission, I tried explaining to the Planning and Zoning Commission that this greenhouse clearly was not in a regulated area and shouldn't require a wetland permit, but they felt that because the Wetlands Commission had made a jurisdictional determination that you had jurisdiction, they weren't comfortable, probably appropriately decided that you ought to look at it. And so we're here to hopefully explain to you why we feel that this is not a regulated activity. We submitted that application. If you determine that it is a regulated activity, then you would, I guess, either take action on it tonight or continue it to your next meeting. So if I could, I'll just go over to the board and show you what we're proposing.
Yep, go right ahead.
So you may recall we were here recently and received a wetland permit to construct a garage in the regulated area. Here, a driveway that connecting up to a new driveway and access off of South Road. The green line that you see here is the wetland line for the property. It was flagged by our soil scientists, confirmed it. This line is also consistent with the original site plan that was approved for this site, which showed the same approximate wetland line. So there's been a consistent agreement by this commission and the town that the wetland line is here, even though technically your town wetland map still shows the entire area as wetland. And so we've demonstrated through professionals, experts, that the town wetland map is not correct, that this is the correct line. And since this was approved at your last meeting, our understanding was that you had approved and agreed that this is in fact the wetland line, that it's not as it's shown on the town wetland map, which would have this shed being part of a wetland area, since the town wetland map shows the entire site as wetland.
Okay, I don't know that we approved that it was a change to the wetlands map. I don't think that was part of it.
Yeah,
No,
that language, you may be correct, it's technically with regard to that language. However, it was our understanding that when you approved the site, if there was a requirement to change the wetland map, then it should have been done prior to this approval. And so because you didn't, and because in fact you never have required a change to your map, our understanding was that when you approve a site plan showing a different wetland line that's been verified by a soil scientist, that you are in fact agreeing that that is the wetland line, and therefore when additional improvements are proposed that are outside of the regulated area of that now agreed upon line, it should be clear that a permit is not required. That's what we're saying. So the green line is.
Can I just
actual
interject there
wetland
for a
line.
second? To my recollection, with the approval, what we approved, the previous one prior to this garage building, it was approved for the activity, given that, yes, it's believed that could be the actual wetlands, I guess we'll call it, versus the town version. That didn't preclude having to come back before this board if other activities on the site changed.
True, but my understanding was that would only apply if we were coming back with something within this buffer area. So
I'm not sure that was the understanding.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that was the understanding that the committee members had.
Okay, that's fine.
Just from my recollection.
I guess what I don't understand then is why would we come back for something that you don't have jurisdiction over?
Quick question.
Sure.
If I recall, was this the property that it's actually two
It was, it
Properties?
has been merged, though. It is now one property.
Oh, it has been merged and is now.
It
one
has
property.
been officially merged?
I know that was another question that came up at the last meeting, but it was merged with a document on the land records. The applicant's attorney contacted the assessor's office today and confirmed that they are now recognizing this as a single parcel. So that has taken place. There was some confusion based on the document that was submitted and the wording of it, but we sent some clarification over to the staff, and I believe that issue's been resolved.
Okay. You're aware of
Yeah,
that?
Rick talked to the clerk's office as well, and they said that they have to sign the grand list before it's like officially recognized on the maps and stuff. So,
Okay.
but it is, for all purposes, merged.
So there's one more step we need to do. Is that what you're saying?
No, not you. They have to
Oh,
sign
they have
to
to.
sign the grand list for the town.
So, what we're proposing is to add a greenhouse behind the building in this little alcove area. So right now, the building is sort of like fork-shaped. It's got these wings coming off of it here, and so it tucked into this area that you really can't even see. It's surrounded by buildings, and it's all gravel in there right now. So it's already an impervious surface, and he wants to construct a greenhouse attached to the existing building so that he can start putting plants in there and get them ready for the spring. And the reason that the timing is critical is that, as you can imagine, those plants need time to grow before he can sell them in the spring. He really needs to get that building up sooner rather than later. So we're hoping that you can recognize that this is not in your regulated area and make a determination that a permit is not required. That's what we're requesting.
Okay.
Can I just quickly confirm that the other building, the metal storage garage, no, just above the proposed greenhouse, that's an existing building, correct? Or is that new to the site plan as well?
This one here?
Yes.
That was approved with the last plan.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't have the other plans in front of me, so I couldn't remember if that was on that other plan or not.
And is that the same situation with the retention pond?
The retention pond was there.
Yes.
Upright?
Yes, the
both of
retention
them.
pond was approved as well.
Yeah.
And the other one, the
Yes.
one higher up?
In fact,
No?
North.
This one here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an irrigation pond, but
Yeah.
yes, that
Okay.
was
in
approved as
fact,
well.
that irrigation, it looks smaller, if I remember. Has that reduced in size? No?
They had us put a fence around it. That was planning and zoning asked us
Yeah.
to put a fence around it. That was the only thing that changed.
Okay. So I think it really falls under a exempted because it's farm. It's agriculture.
And it's clearly,
Now that the.
Well, since it's one property now and it falls, that gives you the acreage, and then, yeah, so it's sort of a administrative approval in a sense.
Well, it's not even.
Not
It's
even,
an
I guess,
exempted- Yeah, it does, they don't need an application.
not through wetlands.
We had to fill out an application, pay a $75 fee just to come here this evening. But yeah, if you make the determination that a permit's not required, that would be the end of it. We wouldn't need to
Yeah.
do anything further.
And I don't even think we need to make a motion or anything for that, right? If we
No, there's
determine-
nothing to
Yeah.
be voted on, right? Or do you vote on the fact that a permit wouldn't be required?
Wouldn't
I think
hurt,
that-
right?
I think if it's
I don't think that
noted in your
it would
minutes
hurt.
that
Yeah.
that's the decision you make,
Yeah.
whether you vote on it or not, I guess is a
Well, then
decision
let's-
for the
Well, I
chairman.
would think we should vote to
Let's
have a
put a motion
consensus.
out.
We'll
Put a
do that.
motion to
So-
that. So I'll make a motion motion that there's no need for a permit for DPN number 2016-1118 for a greenhouse located at 146 South Road, SNR Property LLC owner applicant.
I'll second.
Roll call? All right. Jane Smith?
Yes.
Joseph Muller?
Yes.
Robert Chagnon?
Yes.
John Hayes?
Yes.
Carrie Howe?
Yes.
And Kevin Zorda, yes.
Okay, thank you. If I may, just for a moment, I know that you've already passed the time for comment on other applications, that not on the agenda, but wanted to see the results of this. I have another application that I'm planning to submit similar to this. It's for Leah Honda. They're proposing to enclose a canopy on the existing building within a paved area. The town map shows the entire parcel as wet, but in reality, there are no wetlands on the property. So if it gets into that issue of a map amendment again, do you want me to submit an application for that? Or is it something that staff can review? We've hired a soil scientist to verify that there's no wetlands on the property. Is that something that staff can
If the
review?
maps currently show it as being wetlands, then you should
Then you want us to
submit
come
an
in.
application to us.
want
If
us
you
to
want
come in and show
to
it
petition
to
and
you.
file to have the maps, the wetland
Yeah.
maps changed, you're more than welcome to do so. But as it stands right now, that property is wetlands, and you would need to
Yeah, we have to
file
go
an
by that
application.
unless there's,
There would be, I mean, if you bring it, provide all the information to the staff in the office,
Right.
they can bring it to us as to whether or not it can be an administrative approval, as to whether or not you would show up to the board, but
Yeah, I guess
it would
that's-
still
that's
be
what
an
I'm trying to
application.
determine,
Well, it
so-
would still be an application, I think, because it is within the map area. However, we can grant the staff the ability to make an administrative approval so that you wouldn't have to show up to a meeting in the evenings.
Yeah, we have on our standard application. You can probably find it online. There's an option that you can select.
Administrative approval?
Not necessarily. Well, you would have to talk to
Be a
the
request
director.
for, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
Request for administrative approval? Yeah, I think that's an
Yeah.
option on the application.
yeah, and as well as choosing to amend the wetlands maps if that's what you wanted to do. That's an option on the actual application as well.
So that's what I should do then?
Yeah.
Is indicate we want to amend the,
correct.
okay. All right, yeah, and if we can avoid having to come to a meeting, that would at least be helpful to the applicant to be able to move forward. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is old business, and we have none. Enforcement report, we have none, and Rick is not here.
No, I can pass along any questions you have if you want.
I do have one that I wanted to mention, the Hazard Ave. Obviously, the ongoing thing about the trees, but I noticed they have a huge pile of soil, and it's breached the erosion containment fence.
All right,
They need to fix that.
all right, I'll pass that along.
Do we have an update on the trees?
I have not received
Not
one.
received. Oh.
No, we're still working with them on that, and with the town engineering office on coming up with bonds and stuff. So
It's at this point, it'll be the spring before anything happens. They'll be done. It'll just be,
Oh, I was going to say, it's going quick.
yeah. Reports of officers and committees? Anybody? Report from the Director of Planning.
the only thing he wanted to pass along is we're waiting for Leah Honda, which you just heard about. They moved all of their cars off of the wetlands on Palumba Drive. I think there's just 2 trucks that were back on there that we're going to address this week. So that's it.
Awesome.
Just note for Roger that, for Leah Honda, that they're looking at a possibility of
Yeah.
administrative approval. Whether we get to see something in our packet to say, yeah, go ahead and do it. I mean, I know when
Oh,
Ginny
yeah.
was in that position, she used to bring them and just ask and say, this is what I'm thinking, and we'd go, yes, no. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Or have them come
Yeah,
for
we
us.
would definitely ask you if we can.
It's one thing to
approve it.
hear what he has to say, it's another thing to actually see what they're planning, or what they're looking at, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would definitely give you all the materials.
Excellent. And we have no new applications, correct?
No, none yet.
Anything down?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else does anybody have? Not on the agenda, no? All right, then, anybody want to move?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.